Very easy, this recipe today. We're going to add our double cream to the mason jar. It should be about half full, so you don't want to overfill the mason jar. We're then going to close the lid, and from there becomes, well, quite a painful job for me, but a job of shaking vigorously until the fat separates from the liquid. So here goes my half teaspoon of salt. You could add other ingredients at this stage, and here we begin to shake our mason jar. After a while it'll start to thicken up. You'll have to excuse the camera there. It starts to thicken up, looking a bit like whipped cream, or a very thin whipped cream. And there you go, just to show you the consistency. So we'll place our lid back on, and we're going to shake it for a few more minutes. Eventually what will happen is the liquids will separate from the fats, and what you will have is buttermilk and forming of butter. And here we go, just again showing you how it should look at different stages throughout the process. Back to shaking we go, and eventually it starts to look like this, which is a bit more like a curdled cream. At this stage my hands were really hurting, but it does take between 5 and 10 minutes. You might need to stretch your arms here and there, but it's important not to stop. And there we go, the process is now almost complete. The fat is beginning to separate. So what will happen is you'll actually start feeling like a solid lump sloshing about in liquid, and at that point you know that it is completed. So there you go. I mean, I don't know why I'm filming at that angle, however you can see the butter now starting to form. So a few more shakes, and then we should be done. There you go. So here we go, just one last final shake. Time has been sped up a little bit, and there we go, there's our lovely butter. At this stage I have no idea why we're still shaking. However, here we go, we pour the butter through a sieve so that we get our buttermilk. Now that buttermilk can be used for pancakes. I drain the buttermilk from a bowl. Now what we're going to do, we are going to use a glass of water to clean any remaining buttermilk that remains on the butter. A cheesecloth should be used at this stage, however I don't actually have one, or I didn't, but passing water through a sieve should work. So we repeat this process 2 to 3 times to make sure that our butter is clean of any buttermilk, and the reason we do this is that way our butter will keep fresh in the fridge for around 7 to 10 days, perhaps 14 if you are lucky. And there we have it, there's our salted butter. So now we're going to place this butter in a small pot. I assure you my hands were very clean at this stage, so I'm going to roll butter into a bowl, making sure I squeeze any remaining buttermilk and water out. And then, well, I'm going to use a decent glue pot. Isn't that what we use glue pots for? They are good for storing small items of food. There you go, excuse the fingers, but there we go. Our salted butter all ready for being used on whatever we wish, be it potato cakes or bread. As always, if you would like to leave a comment, like, subscribe or hit that notification button, it will truly be appreciated. Thank you very much for your time, and following this there will be a link to 2 previous videos. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.